The Fascinating History of the 5F Belgie, 1986, coin. In the bustling streets of 1980s Belgium, a small bronze-colored coin changed hands millions of times every day, buying bread, paying for tram rides, or slipping into vending machines. That coin was the 5-franc Belgie edition, minted in 1986, known officially as KM number 164, Dutch legend version. Far from being just pocket change, this coin tells a rich story of Belgian identity, royal duty, artistic innovation, and a nation on the cusp of European unity. Its creation in 1986 was no accident. It was a deliberate step in modernizing Belgium's currency, just as the country prepared for deeper integration into the European project. Hello everyone, welcome to Old World Coins Vault. Here we bring you the oldest, the rarest, and the most mysterious coins from around the world. Do you want to know which coin is worth millions? Which coin is hiding one of history's biggest secrets? And which coin looks ordinary today, but could make you rich tomorrow? So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's open the Old World Coins Vault. The coin was officially struck in 1986 at the Royal Mint of Belgium, Koninklijke Munt van België / Monnaie Royale de Belgique, in Brussels. Belgium had used the franc since 1832. But by the mid-1980s, the old Cupro-nickel 5-franc coins were wearing out quickly and costing more to produce. The government decided to switch to a lighter, cheaper, and more durable aluminum-bronze alloy. 5.5 grams, 24 millimeters diameter, 1.72 millimeters thick. This change was part of a larger modernization drive. Coins needed to work better in vending machines, be easier for the visually impaired to identify by touch, and resist corrosion in Belgium's damp climate. Over 208,510,000 pieces of the Dutch Belgier version were minted in 1986 alone, an enormous figure that ensured the coin flooded daily circulation. The French Belgique version, KM number 163, was produced in similar numbers. Both versions existed side by side because Belgium is officially bilingual, Dutch/Flemish in the north, French in the south. The high mintage was intentional. The economy was recovering from the 1970s oil crises, and affordable, reliable small change was essential for ordinary citizens. The man behind the coin was Jean-Paul Lenin, a talented Belgian engraver and artist born in 1931. Lenin studied fine arts in London, UK, and Italy, later teaching at academies in Brussels and Tilburg, Netherlands. He was a member of prestigious artistic circles and brought a fresh, modernist eye to coin design. The Royal Mint chose Lenin precisely because they wanted a break from old realistic portraits. His stylized, almost geometric approach gave the 5-franc coin a contemporary feel while still honoring tradition. You can see his signature JPL neatly engraved just below the king's neck on the obverse. Lenin's design was not only beautiful but practical. The bold lines and overlapping planes made the die stronger and the coin easier to strike in huge quantities. Now let us examine the front side, obverse, in detail. The obverse features a striking stylized portrait of King Baudouin I, Baudouin I in Dutch, Baudouin in French, who reigned from 1951 until his sudden death in 1993. The king is shown in left profile, his face composed of clean, angular planes that divide the coin's surface into 3 overlapping sections. This artistic choice was revolutionary for Belgian coinage. It was not a photorealistic likeness, but a symbolic representation of quiet strength and national unity. King Baudouin was born in 1930. He became king at age 20 after his father, Leopold III, abdicated amid controversy over his World War II conduct. Baudouin married Queen Fabiola in 1960 in a fairy tale wedding watched by millions. Sadly, they had no children. He was a deeply religious, humble man who worked tirelessly to keep Belgium united despite growing Flemish-Walloon divides. One of the most dramatic moments of his reign was the 1960 independence of the Belgian Congo. Baudouin personally handed power to Patrice Lumumba in a tense ceremony that symbolized the end of colonial rule. Throughout the Cold War and the 1980s, the king stood as a steady symbol of continuity. Lenin's portrait captures that dignity in a modern way, making the coin instantly recognizable to every Belgian citizen. The backside, reverse, is deliberately simple yet elegant, a perfect contrast to the artistic obverse. In the center, large stylized numerals spell 5F, 5 francs. Below that curves the word Belgie in bold Dutch lettering, confirming this is the Flemish language version. At the bottom sits the year 1986, flanked by the Brussels mint mark, a small angel or bee with crown, and a privy mark. The design is clean, functional, and easy to read even in poor light. Exactly what a daily use coin needed. No fancy crests or wreaths, just the essential information. This minimalism reflected the practical spirit of 1980s Belgium, efficient, modern, and focused on everyday life rather than royal pomp. Beyond the material change, Belgium was experiencing a wave of optimism and reform. The country was a founding member of the European Economic Community, now the EU. Economic growth was returning after the 1980s recession, and the government wanted coins that would last longer and cost less. The new 5 franc was also part of a series that would eventually include updated 1, 20, and 50 franc pieces. Little did anyone know that this coin would be among the last of the Belgian franc era. Just 16 years later, in 2002, the euro replaced it completely. The 5F Belgie 1986 thus became a bridge between old national pride and the new European dream. Because more than 208 million were minted, it is extremely common. A circulated example is worth roughly 10 to 30 US dollars. Even a brilliant uncirculated specimen usually sells for 40 to 700 US dollars, according to Numista, NGC, and eBay data. Rare proof sets, or coins with minor die varieties, such as slight wear on the B in Belgium, may reach $1,000. If this coin has a mint error, its value can change significantly. When coins are produced, machines strike thousands or even millions of coins in a short time. During this process, small mistakes can sometimes occur, and these errors can turn an ordinary coin into a rare collectible. For example, if a coin has a double strike, the design appears twice. An off-center strike can leave part of the coin blank, while the rest shows the design. Sometimes a coin is struck on the wrong metal error. Or errors like die crack and die break can create unusual lines or distortions in the design. Coins with these kinds of errors are produced in very limited numbers. That's why collectors around the world actively search for them. In history, some error coins have sold for thousands, or even hundreds of thousands, of dollars. In rare cases, a small minting mistake has even led to coins being auctioned for millions. So, if you have an old coin, take a closer look. It might not be just an ordinary coin. It could be a rare error coin that changes your life. Because sometimes, a small mistake becomes the greatest treasure. Sometimes minor minting errors can occur, such as off-center strike. The design is shifted to one side. Weak strike. The image or text appears faint or unclear. Die crack. Thin crack-like lines appear on the coin. Clipped planche. A portion of the coin's edge is missing. What could these errors be worth? Normal coin, about 50 to 200 US dollars. Minor error, 1,000 to 300,000 US dollars. Clear and attractive error, $5 to $7 million or more, in rare cases. Important. Note: since this coin was minted in very large quantities, its error versions are usually not extremely valuable, unless the error is very clear, rare, and unique. Its true worth lies in its story. a tangible piece of Belgian history that once jingled in the pockets of factory workers, students, and shopkeepers during the final decades of the franc. Many collectors keep it as an affordable entry into